is one of the most violent knockouts you ever see.
No grab roll, okay?
And of course, Barbara, 3-0, wins over Hiroshi Mekamatsui, Mako Van Smilev, and Bland the Bleast Blevin. That was his opening round. Victory, Masa Ahondara taking out Nelson in the opening round. These two undefeateds meet in the main event of KUMITE 10 Seepage in the middleweight quarterfinals.
Somebody is going to have a 1 ticked onto their little record there, unless it's a draw, which would be really weird.
If that would happen, I'm not entirely certain what happens in the tournament. That's a very interesting thing. It's never happened before. We gotta certainly hope it never happens again.
Wait, whoa.
Forever.
What would happen? Would it have to be a rematch, or?
I think it would go to Mr. Glorious Mr. Naga would make his decision.
Of course he would. He'd be perfect. I don't even know why Mr. Naga doesn't just pick and choose for himself. Shows how great of a man he is, that he lets them fight.
I think he appreciates the true sport of mixed martial arts. He appreciates the combat. He appreciates two men beating the shit out of each other for his barely for his approval. For just the mere dream of his approval.
Touch his face.
Yes,
so to smell one of his farts.
Absolutely.
What we dream about at night.
And of course, former Iron Chef Masa Ahondara.
Speaking of farts.
He was formerly an Iron Chef. He unfortunately gave food poisoning to actress Keiko Saito. And of course, lower house member Shinichiro Kurimoto.
Ooh, that was a brutal one. Don't do that with fugu. Do not bacon wrap fugu. It'll end badly.
Never. It certainly will, especially if you don't cook the fugu. Have to take your word for it, and yet Barbara has been considering leaving the volleyball team in Brazil to look into fighting full time. His schedule is... Barbara is so in demand here in Japan. They love Barbara. They love watching Barbara knock people out.
That's great. Barbara just decking motherfuckers. It's fantastic.
That's wonderful. It's providing him a very successful life. And it's a new part of his career. Ahondara, however, is a very different type of opponent. A dangerous opponent. And they are just trading Ahondara, not afraid of Barbara. That's the way you have to go to him. You can't be finally afraid. It'll just expose you that much quicker. And we're at the halfway point in the first round, the 10-minute marathon before the 5-minute sprint. As our all fights here in KUMITE. And we'll see. Oh, big flying knee! Oh, just barely clips the jaw of Ahondara. Goes for it again. Does Barbara block that time? And Ahondara gonna have to figure out, what am I gonna do to get to this dangerous competitor? Got to look for a certain opening fight, a very smart fight. Oh, nice head kick. He sets it up very well with the punches. Oh, big uppercut! Barbara got hurt! And Ahondara working away the body. And it's almost like he says, yeah, I drew first blood, but he knew it wasn't going to be enough. And Barbara, oh, big knee, has the clinch. Ahondara nearly up against the ropes, trying to fight it. This is a very bad place for Ahondara. Oh, nice way to spin out. He's got Barbara up against the ropes. You gotta wonder if Ahondara has punched himself out a bit too much. He's a bit tired. You saw right when he threw a big uppercut, he had to back off to take some deep breaths. Ken, when you're working on the pile, you find most of them are out of breath.
Yeah, it tends to happen, but it's okay. They can just lay there. It's fine. Oh!
Oh, what a big head kick! Nearly caught the back of the head, the toes wrapping around, giving a nice little hug around the head of Barbara.
Giving a nice reach around there.
Serious reach around with the foot.
Those are fun also, I suppose. Oh, he's down.
Oh, and Barbara gets a quick knockdown on Ahondara. These two are throwing just absolute bombs on each other. We are seeing the pinnacle of the middleweight division here in KUMITE. And these two fighters, these two combatants. And it's just about 35 seconds to go. And Barbara, oh, big shove off by Ahondara. That's bad news if you're in the clinch of Barbara. The clutches.
The grip.
Vicious grip.
Tight, firm grasp.
And a nice kick to the face right as the round comes to an end. And with such power behind these two fighters, I am shocked we're going to a second round. And that's a nasty cut underneath the eye of Masa Ahondara. Ken, who do you think has the advantage at this point?
I don't know. They're both big and strong and burly.
Burly!
But you're doing really well when you're waiting for him to go.
It's tough saying.
Well, that it is, but of course somebody has to win. Somebody has to find their way to the pile. And there we see a beautiful head kick.
Got the pile right
by
here.
Ahondara. He used it as a wonderful counter. And Barbara with a stiff right cross, knocking him down. Oh, just catching him right on the jaw. And that one hurt Ahondara more than it looked like when we initially saw it. But here we go. Signifying round two is that basically that glorified series of pipe cleaners.
They are atrocious, aren't they?
Oh, we've spent all of Mr. Naga's most glorious funding on everything else that...
We can't get fake titties, though.
You know, he does say that attractive women weaken the knees.
They make the fights not as good, very true.
Yes. And here we go again, Barbara in the white, Ahondara in the green. The Iron Chef versus the volleyball two-sport superstar. A nice knee to the thigh by Ahondara, just working it down, just breaking down every part of the body of Barbara, attacking the legs, attacking the body. You can see the redness on the right side of Barbara from knees and from kicks. The welts are going to be forming. These two are going to be in such pain when they wake up tomorrow. Oh! And Barbara with a big, stiff right cross.
Come on, Barbara.
Knees to the face. And just like that, it's over. Who can stop Barbara?
I don't know.
Well, there are three other semi-finalists watching right now. And one of them is going to have the unfortunate task of facing off against Barbara in the semi-finals. And another very well could be facing him in the grand finals, because as of right now, I don't know who can defeat Barbara. Masa Ahondara put up a very amazing effort. Nothing short of his will to win, but it just came up short. He needed to be that much better to defeat Barbara.
All I know is, got an Iron Chef. Time to be tossing some salad, am I right? Am I right?
Well, LA cuisine indeed. Apparently the secret ingredient is lube.